So let's talk about it. I'm just a girl.
You know that girl, I am just a girl too.
There's a creator on this app called I'm Just a Girl, and a lot of y'all don't like her.
All the discourse surrounding Just a Girl, I really have just one question.
And I'm just a girl. Just a girl.
That lady, I'm just a girl.
No, because y'all are tearing that Just a Girl a whole new one.
I think the problem with I'm Just a Girl's content,
that Just a Girl lady, you cannot convince me that she don't hate black women.
Hey y'all. So I am Just a Girl. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having an amazing Saturday wherever you are. I hope you are doing well, amazing, and all of the things. So yeah, I hope y'all like the opening. I just wanted to make y'all realize, if you don't know who I am, that that's not even a fraction of how women view my commentary, my platform, and all the things, right? But we are here today, y'all. I just uploaded a video on my channel about this topic, you know, men not being able to satisfy women. And I have a Patreon now. So I am on Patreon, and I put it in the description of this video. I would really love if you guys join the Patreon, because a lot of topics that I want to go really, really deep into, I want to do it on there. I want to give you guys exclusive content. I want to give you guys more content that I feel like I'm unfiltered, but I want to be more unfiltered and really not have to, like, there's some people who really need it. So join the Patreon, link in the description. If you guys want me to drop it in the comments as well, if you want to join, I'll put it in there, share it out with women, men who really want to make a lot of change in the community. So, so join the Patreon, all the things. But I did drop the video, right? And I'm going to share, let me share where this conversation came from, because I was really, really, really excited to see a woman speak about this, because a lot of times women talk so much about how they are not satisfied by men, right? Men can't do nothing for them. It ain't big enough. It ain't good enough. I'm faking it. No orgasm, all the things, right? All the things. That's what women always say, right? And no one really gets to the root of it, which is he can't satisfy you. There's no way he can satisfy you based on your life decisions with your body. But let me share this with y'all. I'm going to share this clip. And again, if you haven't seen my latest upload regarding this conversation, go ahead and upload it. But I wanted to come on here and, you know, just hear your thoughts and, you know, show my face. And I would love for you guys to support the channel, like it. Any super chats you want to send over for me to talk about or share on screen and answer any questions, definitely go ahead. I appreciate it. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into it.
Women have X addictions, right? And they think because they only use X toys or their hand, or they don't watch porn, that doesn't count. No, you can still have it, X addiction, without somebody else being involved. And then the heterosexual woman complains that when they have the real thing with men, they can't explode anymore. It's because you guys have an X addiction. And then they say, well, these men aren't going out of their way to make me feel good. If you have an X addiction, you're making it 10 times harder for your partner and for yourself, because you are desensitizing yourself. Those toys are like 10,000. It's not real, right? And so every time you pick that up, you're making it harder for yourself and your partner, or for somebody else to do it. Of course, your partner, your sexual partner, doesn't have to be your romantic partner at the time, is getting discouraged because they might feel like that they're doing something wrong, or something is wrong with them, or you don't like them. But really, the only thing wrong is that somebody has an X addiction to toys. And until that gets fixed, you won't be able to experience or explode the way you should be at a very timely manner when you're experiencing the real thing with a heterosexual man.
Okay. So everything that she said, spot on. Everything, y'all, she said was spot on. And what I wanted to touch on more, sorry, I have a dog. Let me just get my dog out the room. Sorry, y'all. My dog is old and sick, and as soon as I start getting on, she want to leave the room. But I want to talk about the society promotes this idea that women, we need to know our bodies, right? Know your body, touch your body, all the things to know your body and what you want with a man, right? That's what they tell you. Know your body. It's about being in tune. It's about being it's all about that. It's all about being in tune with your body, which creates this idea that we should have these toys. We should have these if a man can't do it, or if a man not there, I can please myself. And if a woman is not doing those things, there's almost this idea as if like you are not a real woman, or you are less than a woman, or you are not you're not qualified, right? So you walk into intimacy with a man, right? You walk into intimacy with a man almost feeling unprepared, or feeling like, well, based on what the girl said, I should be getting this, and you have no idea. She talked about it. Women promote, we know that there's sex lines, there's toys, there's a whole thing. Got it. Cool. But I think that they've taken it to another level. When it comes to intimacy, sex toys. These women I believe they are very much addicted to them. They're also not just addicted to sex toys, but they're also having sex with multiple different men. So by the time you go to meet your husband, he can't please you. Hold on, y'all. Let me let this dog out, because my son, hold on, y'all, 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry, my apologies. So, what was I saying? Women are addicted to these toys. They are. And I think right now, because it's everywhere. It's on TV, it's in the music. Again, as I always say, things have been around. They've been around. Most things are not new. Most things are not new to us. But society and what women promote and how we are tearing up our insides with either these toys or with men is a problem. So women talk all the time about how men can't satisfy them. They can't do nothing for me. If you ever watch Kendra G's show, y'all, women always talk about like sexually when the last time they had sex and the men that they slept with, and it was one woman. I'm gonna pull up the clip, and she talked about how, he couldn't satisfy me. His thing was too little. It was this. Again, when you are sleeping with so many different men, your body is so desensitized. He can't please you. So for me, I want women to know, let's stop with this my body, my choice stuff. Let's stop promoting do whatever I want with my body. Let's stop thinking that the men who enter into your body, that means nothing, because it does. It does. It means a lot. But for some reason, we like to pretend like it doesn't, and the women promote it. You're using a toy that power is on 1,000 to go inside of you, and then you get mad when he can't please you. It's not going to work, ladies. For the women who are watching and for the men, I don't know. I'm sure men have probably dealt with this on many different occasions. And like I said, I have a Patreon for those who are watching. Please like the live, join the Patreon. I am new to Patreon. I would love your support for us to really go deeper into these conversations. But it's a problem because when you try to start to, like, say again, 304 lifestyle is being promoted. It is promoted. It is normalized. They have a whole 304 talk on TikTok. It's a very real thing. They don't care. They don't care. So when you run through your 304 lifestyle, those behaviors, run its course. When it's time to settle down or you want to find somebody to settle down with, he can't do it for you. He can't do anything for you. Because all that you've had, nothing's going to satisfy you. And I don't think women realize what we do with our bodies and the choices that we make. And we don't want to self-reflect and be like, damn, it maybe how I was moving all this time out here opening my legs. Because women are literally cheating on their partners, or they're leaving them because they're not sexually satisfied. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. They're not sexually satisfied, so they will cheat or leave. They will cheat or leave if they are not satisfied. And they tell you to do that. Other women tell other women, if he ain't satisfying you, leave. Find you somebody who will. So that means you got to go through all these bodies. You're just racking up bodies, which is also adding to why you are where you are. You're not realizing that how you've been moving, what you've been doing internally. Like I said, they have us so messed up as women that we as women should not be out here moving the way that we're moving. That is not who we were created to be, how our bodies were meant to be used. And we just don't want to get it. We truly, honestly, just don't care to get with the program, the real program, not just this, 304, my body, that program is not our program. Amber Rose started that slut walk back, a few years ago. That is not our program, but it is the new normal. So every time you turn around, a woman is talking about how she's faking it. She's not satisfied. She cheated. She left. She went from man to man to man because she couldn't get what she needed sexually. I'm not going to talk about this here. I will talk about this in my Patreon if you guys join. I want to talk about how this is trickled down to young girls, because they're doing it. They are doing it for sure. They are also using their bodies. They are ran through, unfortunately, by multiple men, multiple boys, whatever, at a young age, right? They are. They have so many bodies at a young age that when they get to that age as an adult, they're at the same thing. He can't please me. I can't satisfy. I never had an organ. All of the things, y'all. They're doing it. They are doing. And we are so, like, women love to say that men think with their penis, but look at how we as women move. Look at how we are moving. I will leave my whole family or leave what I believe a good man because he can't satisfy me, when in reality, I'm the problem. It's not him. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Honestly. I want to share this clip, y'all. Let me pull it up because this is a woman from Kendra G's show, older woman talking about being sexually satisfied. Let me oops. I'm gonna just hold on. Because I want to share this with y'all and I want to find the actual part. So bear.
I mean, I date. I will date. Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's the requirements you have, Jerry? We have no kids.
He has to be family. I'm 5'5", but a liar. Major deal breaker for on your phone. I'm out. So don't even order me no food.
If the date is that,
I think it's pretty fair for.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on.
Man better have his own car. He finds them. Yeah. So you gotta come either with me present time, but so yeah, that's basically what it is.
That's what it is. You better come fully equipped. She said she's coming with 100, so you better come with 100. Does he gotta make a certain amount of money?
Oh, I'm sorry, but he cannot because they, it's a lot that they talk a game, but then it's like, oh, I got this, but then when you get to it,
y'all,
it's like,
then
I'm just gonna go to the bear.
Do y'all know when does Kendra ask that question? Thank you. When does Kendra ask that question? Hold on.
From and his mouth got to do the trip.
Oh, okay.
So if you're about to be intimate with a guy,
like it's
okay, Siri, I have so many questions. I have a couple questions, but let me make sure I understand what you just said. So if you're about to be intimate,
like, oh, I got this, but then when you get to it, it's like, I'm just gonna go to the bear for.
Okay, here we go.
But he cannot because they, it's a lot that they talk a game, but then it's like, oh, I got this, but then when you get to it, it's like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and have a little.
Make a certain amount of money.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, he has. No, he just had to be, stable in his job, but he can't have a little. He can't have a little penis. He can't. Oh, I'm sorry, but he cannot because they, it's a lot that they talk a game, but then it's like, oh, I got this, but then when you get to it, it's like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and real quick, and I'm out.
Wait.
Yeah, like it's.
Okay, Siri, I have so many questions. I have a couple questions, but let me make sure I understand what you just said. So if you're about to be intimate with a guy and you realize it's small, you're gonna leave in the middle of the act?
Yeah, or his mouth got to do the trip. One of the two.
What kind of Muslim woman are you?
So just to be clear, this is not about her religion. Her religion does not matter in her choices. So I don't want anyone to feel like this is just a woman that we are talking about. And I really hate the fact that Kendra pointed out, but we know that that's whatever. The point of it is, as women, right? As women, we emphasize so much on the sex piece of it, right? That's what discredits our ability to, and again, please, this is not about religion, because again, religion is a personal thing, what you believe, what you wear, all those things. I totally understand. And again, this is publicly online. So she decided to come on, Kendra G. So it's for us to open up the conversation. Just want to preface that we're using this as a reference because I just saw this on the conversation because someone did bring up that women will not date a provider, right? Because of the sex, the intimacy that's lacking, right? So again, this is something that you hear older women say. And if you're a younger woman as well, all they talk about is sex. All they talk about is intimacy. All they talk about what he has to be able to do this, do that. So again, when they say one thing about he got to be, they don't ever mention characteristics. Characteristics don't matter. They put so much emphasis on intimacy and what he has to have down there that it's like we spend so much of our time focus on that we lose sight of like the real core of who the person is. But I believe, in my opinion, that a lot of this stuff is also, again, a lot of learned behaviors, what they're making us believe as women, that men can't satisfy us. Instead of saying, hey, ladies, let's stop opening our legs to so many men and let's stop tainting our bodies, because you're tainting yourself. You're tainting yourself. when you allow this many men into your body. When you finally meet a man, he can't please you. So even this for me, like even coming online,
I'm human. Honey, I'm human. I am human. I am, and you'll be surprised, like, because if you get another Muslim woman on here, she's going to say the same thing. It's not about religion. It's about how you handle the intimacy in the bedroom.
Very true. Just again, making sure I clarify that. This is not about religion. She's a human being. Take religion out of it. I wish we would, as women, as people, be more focused on our faith, right? Whatever your beliefs might be, and honoring your body in that way, right? But again, that's okay.
Ain't no way. I'm going to be laying next to Vienna sausage every night. I'm not doing that.
Listen, I don't know the rules,
so we're going to stop there, right? Because that's the piece of it, right? We hear that so often, y'all. I don't know how many women are in the chat, but we, as women, we hear that so often from other women. I'm not laying next to this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. If he can't do this. And it still goes back to the intimacy side of things. It still goes back to that. One way or another, it gets back to that. And again, I think it, as I said, I want to talk more about this in a deeper sense on my Patreon regarding how this is trickling down to younger women and even teenage girls. This whole, like I said, my body, my choice stuff. My body, my choice stuff is very, it's damaging us as women. So no, a man can't satisfy you. Even I said this in my, again, I dropped the full video on this conversation, but when we talk about just the dating world, by time you, which is why we as women, I believe, should be dating younger, getting serious with men when we're in our younger years, because if you done did everything under the sun with 15 different men, from intimacy to traveling, like you've done everything with all these different men. So by the time you get to your 16th man, right? Your 16th man, and you now want to be married, he can't satisfy you sexually, right? He cannot, anywhere y'all go, you've been there before. So you're complaining about him because you're comparing him to all the other men. Your mind and your body is tainted. Ladies, hear me. Your mind and your body is tainted. We should not be running rampant and wild with all these different men in the bedroom. We shouldn't be. Because as women, no matter how much we try to pretend like we could just sleep with men and it be no big deal, he's leaving his imprint on you. He is. He's leaving his imprint on you, and you're now being desensitized, your body. So from him, the men, the toys, all the things that we get caught up in that, and now we're running away from men, good men, because all of this rhetoric. All of this, y'all. So the question for us as women, can men not satisfy us? Or is it just impossible for them to do so? Why is it impossible for us to save ourselves? It's impossible because society tells us that you don't have to. Women should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies. I'm a firm believer that if we as women set the standards, if we set the standards high, men will have no choice but to conform and comply because men are weak for us. Men are weak for us. We are their biggest weakness. So if we set the standards and we don't allow them to enter into our bodies and we don't allow them to have access to us in that way, they will have no choice but to conform and do what we want them to do. But if we let them do whatever, they sleep with us whenever we want to and all the things, why would they change? When women are telling other women, you can do whatever you want with your body, it should not matter. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's all they talk about. They literally always talk about, you know, just faking it. That's literally what a lot women emphasize it so much. They emphasize it so much. So the question is, right? Do we as women want a good man with good character or a man with just good intimacy? That's what I feel like women love to act like the six figures. That's why people say, I don't know how true it is, but that's why people say, I've heard people say that women love the Pookies and Ray Rays for that reason. They love them because they get what they want in a sexual way from those men. Is that true? Do y'all feel like that's a valid point of why women might do certain things? What do y'all think? I don't know. I don't know. It's I think we as women are losing the essence of being women. I think we are losing the essence of women. Like, we really are. And as I said, this stuff has been around, right? Toys and these, like just all like, back in the day when they would do like the sex parties and even that, like I never understood. Let me just go back to that as I'm thinking about my thinking back. Remember when they used to host like the women come together and they would sell the sex toys and all this stuff, and it would be like a party. I remember they used to do stuff like that. Like it was like how Candy Coated Night. Candy Barrows has her own sex toy line, right? And they host parties. And I always would feel like, I don't understand it. I don't get why we're as women coming together, and I don't know, but it's something about that we as women have now normalized, and that's what we're supposed to do, and that's how we come together, and everything is involved in something when in regards to sex, some way somehow. Hold on, I'm gonna share this with y'all. Hold on, because I want to show you this as well, because some women, if you're struggling, don't agree, but I think this is a good. Let's see. To stop self-pleasure. Do you find?
Why would I want to stop doing something that gives me pleasure? Christian women, at times self-pleasure is the only way you're ever going to climax. Because men, especially Christian men, your entire life you've been told this thing is about men. Well, in actual sense, you have needs too. And the minute you learn how to do it yourself, you will always expect more from men. So please don't stop. There's no place in the Bible that talks about female pleasure. Because obviously the Bible was written by men who assume women are asexual, like women have no needs at all, It's written from a male perspective. So please, it's not a sin. Enjoy.
This is, this is the thing that bothers me, right? Is the women who stitch this stuff, right? A woman can say, hey, if you're struggling with self-pleasure, here's some help, some things, recognize it's a problem, you need to get help, or whatever it might be. There's somebody coming and saying, it ain't a problem, you need to do that. Like, so it's like anytime we try to stir a woman in a different direction, there's going to be 10 of them that's coming back and saying, do what you want, girl. Please yourself. But no one's realizing what you are doing to yourself with other men, however it might be, and how it affects the longevity of your life, your true happiness, your true love, those true special moments with your future husband. They're not special because you've had too many special moments with so many men. We've had too many special moments with so many men. We are so over-sexualized, it doesn't make any sense. And as I said, I'm going to dive deeper into this on my Patreon. So join the Patreon, link is in the description, about how this is trickling down to young women, the younger women, the teenage girls. Because they're watching, they're learning. And they're also thinking that I got to do all these things to know what I want. I have to get involved in this to know what I want. And that's the one thing I hate about how, especially in the Black community, we always talk about you got to go through some things to know what you want. They talked about me and said I don't know what I didn't get to live life enough to see what I wanted because I married the first man who wanted to marry me. What was I supposed to do? I didn't need to go through a bunch of different men to figure out what I wanted in a man. They've convinced us of that. That's how they convinced us to believe that you have to go through multiple different men to know what you want. So sleep around and you don't realize by the time you get to the man that you do want, it don't last long because he can't compete with all the other men and all the toys that you play with. He can't compete. So I want women to understand that we have to stop allowing these women to make you believe that if you don't figure it out or go through it or find yourself, even like I said, this whole, got to be in tune with your body. What does that actually mean? I get why Kendra asks the question on her show about when's the last time you've been intimate with someone. Honestly, I don't. But she also says you don't have to answer if you don't want to. And they all want to answer. I don't get it. They all want to answer. They literally all want to answer. Why? Why do we love and we smile and we gloat off of telling our business in this manner? There's the option to not answer the question, but they always do. 9 times out of 10 they do. Some won't, but a lot of them do. And like I said, I don't even know why we asking that question, to be quite honest, because what does it, like, I don't know. If you ever go scroll through 304 Talk on TikTok, y'all, you will be appalled. You would truly be appalled. Because everything is so normalized. We are so out of order. And we are tainting so many women with our out of order mindsets as women. Because men are going to do it. That's for sure. There are men out here who are going to do what you want them to do if they have the opportunity to do so. But it's on us as women. So as she said in the video, if you're going to be single and you're not going to date, leave those things alone. Truly just find yourself. And because that's my thing, right? The women talk about how much they are decentering men. They don't need a man. They're happy by themselves. And they always go to, because I got my toy. I got my bully. I got my this. I got my that. So again, that makes me think about, you're not happy by yourself. You're not really happy by yourself. There's no one to satisfy you, right? So you satisfy yourself, or there's no one who wants to satisfy. Like we are in a bad place as women, y'all. And I think I'm going to say for sure, so many women have passed up on good men because of their over sexualized needs and behaviors. I think so many women have passed up on good men for this reason. And that is crazy. That's crazy. But it's true. But it's true. I left him because he couldn't satisfy me no more. Or I'm cheating on my husband, I'm cheating on my boyfriend because he can't satisfy me. How does it even feel to know that you could have had a really good man in your life, but because of your choices with your body, you don't realize that you're the problem? And the more that you don't slow down, the more that you just keep going and going and going, it's taking you further and further away from what you want. Could be all the things. So again, women talk all day long about how men can't satisfy them. Men are not giving them what they need. Men are, all the things, because you've done too many things. We are not meant to be just going through our lives, dating all the way until we're 50 and trying to find a husband. What can somebody give you at 50? You done done it all. You done been with so many people. You done laid down with so many people. What can he really do for you? What can he really do, ladies? So let's move differently. Let's move accordingly. Let's stop publicly embarrassing ourselves. We don't have to publicize our sins. We don't have to. We choose to, because that's what society has made us believe, that it's okay to do that and it shouldn't matter. It's okay to publicize your sins. That don't matter. Who cares? I'm just being myself. I'm being honest. But you're making yourself look bad in the process. You're making yourself look bad throughout the process. And I want us as women to recognize that. Again, if y'all want to dive deeper into this conversation, I'm going to drop my Patreon link in the chat, because I would love for you guys to join, especially the ladies. And let's really start to do the work. And we got to stop shying away from these conversations. We have to stop shying away from these conversations, y'all, because the more we try to avoid them, the more that we try to avoid them and act like it's not happening, the worse off we'll be. And I know people are in the chat talking about Black women, because this is an issue amongst Black women for sure, but it's going to go for all women. This can go for all women. This can go for all women, ladies. Yes, thank you so much, sis. Because I ain't here to tear nobody down. I ain't here to tear nobody down. I'm here to call out the things that are negatively affecting us as women. We are negatively being affected by this stuff. We are being negatively influenced by this stuff. We are being drawn so far away from good men, the good men that we want. We're not going to find them if we have sex in the forefront of our minds. You're not. You're not going to fully get what you want if all you care about is sex. You're honestly not going to get what you want. There's no way. There's no way you can fully get what you want if you again. And look at, we can say that about men. Look at how many men out here got all these damn kids because they was leading with their private areas. If they had not done that, they wouldn't have all these kids and all these broken homes and all the, these baby mamas that they don't like and hate if they were to have moved more accordingly. You understand what I'm saying? It would have, if we start to just slow down a little bit and mature, because you can't be looking for you cannot be doing the same thing that you were doing and prioritizing at 26 and you still doing the same thing at 46. You can't be. You can't be. It's just not. It's no, I'm aware of that. Don't get me wrong. I know that most Black men do not have children. I'm just using it as a reference of when we move with our private areas and not logical thinking, and we're just going off of our flesh, we get into bad situations. And we as women, we're not moving accordingly. We're not moving accordingly. We are not moving accordingly. And that's the reality of it, y'all. We're not moving accordingly. Everything is sexualized. And I think, like I said, the whole my body, my choice movement, because it's a movement. My body, my choice movement is putting a lot of women in danger. We've seen women who come out with diseases, telling that story, because they're so focused on trying to get their needs met. Because this whole we got needs. You're letting your needs take over your conscious, your logic. That now you are living with a deadly disease because you had to fulfill your needs so badly. Why don't we have any self-control? Why don't we have any self-control? Why are our sexual needs in the forefront of everything? Literally everything. But that's what we do, y'all. And the ladies, y'all, this is not, like I said, this is not us. This is not how we're supposed to be. This is not who God created us to be. This is not, we were not meant to be tainted by the age of 25. We're not meant to be tainted at the age of 25. A certain woman said, your body, your choice, your consequences. True. True. But we're not realizing the consequences of our choices. That's where we have a disconnect. That's where we have a disconnect, y'all. Women are way too comfortable coming online talking about their sexual life choices. They're way too comfortable. There's such thing as having decorum, self-respect. Whatever you do in your bedroom, you keep it to yourself. That's how a lot of times how women were raised. Whatever you do, yes, your business. You don't go out and tell the world. But no, everything is publicized. Everything. Everything is publicized. Everything is normalized. Let me share this with y'all. Hold on. Cause this is the reality, y'all. This is the reality of what we're dealing with in our society. Okay. This is just where we are.
Y'all come spend a day with me as a 304. I have a trick that loves when my cat is a little sweaty. So before his bookings, I always go to the gym first. I give him exactly what he asking for, plus a little more. Now this gym day, I mainly focused on stretching, cardio, legs, and core. I linked with one of my YNs yesterday, and y'all, that boy turned me every which way but loose. When I tell y'all that boy folded me up like a pretzel, I'm talking about legs on places they ain't never been before. So today I did some extra stretching. And while I stretched, I really had some time to really think about my actions. Like, damn, did you really just have one of your legs on the headboard and the other one on the mattress? Like, wow. But anywho, after I left the gym, y'all, I was so hungry I could eat your baby daddy. But instead, I settled for some ChickfilA. I got me a ChickfilA Cobb salad. I don't know. I still feel like your baby daddy would have been better. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm going to see him right after this. That salad did exactly what it was supposed to. After that, I went home, took a shower, changed my clothes, and then I headed over to my doctor's appointment. I had an appointment with my orthopedics because it felt like my legs were still behind my head. My doctor said I probably just need a new profession, but clearly she don't know what she's talking about. So next, after I left my doctor's appointment, I had some outfits that I needed to return back to Fashion Nova. Y'all, I've been ordering my regular size and everything is starting to become too big.
I'm gonna pause there, right? The thing about this is, y'all, could it be a lie? True. This whole story could be made up. It can very much be made up. The point of it is, though, this is what they like to post and share because that's what gets views and likes, and women love it. Women love to see a woman doing what she wants to do. Women love to hear women talk about who they sleep with. They love it, y'all. They love it. Like, this is the reality of what it is. It's very much nasty work. It's very much nasty work. But again, this is what it is.
Okay, so since I see that 304 TikTok is trending again, I am going to be the one to tell y'all everything that they are not going to tell y'all on 304 Talk. If you're trying to get in the game, or if you're new to the game, I'm gonna tell you the real game and not the glamorized, romanticized version of it on TikTok. Because something I'm really not comfortable with is, just like with OnlyFans and just like with dancing, people are getting on here trying to glamorize a lifestyle and not telling the full, like, what it all encompasses for real. Like, they're showing the money, they're showing the hotel rooms, they're showing the wigs, the lashes, and all that, but they're not showing what it really is for real. And I'm gonna tell y'all some things that you need to know before you get in the game, if you're trying to get in the game or if you're new in the game. Okay, so first and foremost, you are going to have to be incredibly strong-minded to not only last in the game, but to make it out. You need to have an end goal in mind when you get into it. Otherwise, you're going to get chewed up and spit up by the lifestyle. And you're going to be doing this shit till you're 40 years old. And that's not good. Like, by that time, you want to already have enough money put away and be established. Really, by the time you like 30, mid-30s, you want to be wrapping that shit up. But you want to have an end goal in mind because you don't want to get stuck in this fucking lifestyle. A lot of girls, they get addicted to the fast money, and before you know it, it's been 6-7 years and they don't have nothing to show for it besides wigs, lashes, and fucking nails. And you don't want that to be you. So you need to have an end goal in mind, and you need to be strong-minded and stick to it. You cannot give a fuck about what anybody says about you and what anybody thinks about you, including family members, including friends, sometimes including best friends. You cannot get caught up in what people have to say about you. You're in this shit for money, not for friends, not for family. You're in this shit for money and for yourself and to keep your bills paid. So you need to keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're doing this. And it might sound harsh, but the reality of the situation is not everybody is going to support you on this journey. Like, not everybody's going to agree with this lifestyle choice. Family's not going to agree with it. Friends are not going to agree with it. But at the end of the day, you are the person that they're going to be coming to with their hands out when they need money, or, you know what I'm saying? When you up and everything like that, they're going to be wanting you around. But when you're broke, they're not going to want you around.
So it is that. This is what it's called. It's very much just money is the root of all evil. We know that. As she said, you are in it just for money. You need it for money. And she also said, when you're in your 30s, mid 30s, you should be wrapping it up. You should be done with it. You got the money, but your body is tore up internally. And just to emphasize, someone in the comments, this is not about this is not emphasizing just Black women. No one said this was about Black women per se. We're talking about women in general. We're talking about women in general. This is not a I had not preferenced this to be a Black woman conversation. So again, we're talking about, this is all about when you get to your 30s, wrap it up. You should have got what you got out of it, which means your younger years, you are being ran through, is what they promote. Live your life. Find yourself. My body, my choice. You're being ran through as a woman, and by your mid 30s, you should be wrapping up because you should have all the money that you should have needed. But again, can a man really satisfy you after you've been ran through for the last 10 years of your life? You got the money. Now you want to settle down, and you're comparing him to every other man. You're not satisfied. You're not happy. You're chasing. But this is what they promote. They promote that on one end, but then they say they're faking it. And then they say that men can't please them in the bedroom. Again, you can't please someone if they've had such an extensive history. And as I said, I want to go much deeper into this conversation, but you can definitely join the Patreon and we can talk more about this and many other conversations about this. But again, we talk too often as women about this issue, and having these toys and men and being to do whatever you want with your body, that's not who we were created to be, y'all. This is not who we were created to be as women. We should not be out here just letting sex be the thing that drives us. That we're not even choosing the men unless he don't tell you the size of his private area. If it doesn't match what you wanted to match, you can't deal with him. We should not be moving like that. We should not be moving in this manner, ladies. We should not be promoting using your body to get what you want, especially in 2025, right? In 2025, for a young woman to be out here promoting being a 304 Why? Why would you be doing that? Other than it's become the norm and it's supposed to be cool and fun. Just like back in the day when it was, just being strippers. It wasn't something that people was just like promoting and it was the cool thing to do. It was like almost some sense of shame attached to it. But now there's no shame. There's no shame. Like I said, as a woman, if you've done so many things with so many different men, how can your future husband truly satisfy you mentally, physically, emotionally? How can he satisfy you? It's your mind is too clouded, and so is your body. Your mind and your body are both tainted. And that is the problem that we have. Again, as women, why would we come online and tell this stuff, share this information? Why? Why do it? But again, we've normalized this. We as women don't see a problem with it. And then, like I said, we don't realize that my poor choices as a woman is the reason why I feel unsatisfied in certain areas when it comes to dating. Why I feel like that man is boring. That's because you've been everywhere. He don't, every time he asks you, do you want to go somewhere? You don't want to go because you've been everywhere. So he's boring. He's boring because you've been everywhere. You've done everything. Is he boring, or you've just had too many experiences with other men? This lifestyle, I guess it is dangerous. There's so many women missing right now. So many women missing. So many women who have been unalived because they've been chasing men and sex. That woman who went to let me pull it up. That woman who went to Atlanta. Y'all remember that story? Slim Kim. She went to Atlanta just to chase him. That's what she went to Atlanta for. To be intimate. Chasing a man because he looks good, so you think you gotta have sex with him. Now she calling herself the throat spray girl. You're calling yourself the throat spray girl. Hold on, let me see if I can find that clip real quick for y'all.
I'm gonna say this on a serious note. Like, the trolling cute, I'm all for it. I'm gonna troll y'all back anyway. That don't matter to me. But let's just really be serious for one moment, like that is, right? Do you really think, like, honest to God, and I'm not saying people don't do this, but do you really think that somebody will really get on the internet and make up a story like that just because? Like, seriously though, you can't even say it's because of clout or because I wanted to go viral, because I've been viral. I got 54,000 followers on Facebook. I've been monetized on Facebook and Instagram. My regular pictures go viral all the time when I post them. Let me make that clear. So it's for none of that. He getting clout off me now. But ladies, on a serious note, and we all done dealt with some fuck niggas some niggas that played us, etc. Do you really think that I would have really flew to another state to see a man that was not entertaining me or wanted me in no way? Like, y'all really gotta ask yourself that. Like, because you have to understand, I can't talk to myself. I can't entertain myself. It takes two people. So do you really think somebody would do all that? Baby, I take road trips out the country 6 times a year. My kids done been at Disney World 4 times. I'm paid. I got 2 businesses, a 6-figure job, and I get paid off the internet. I don't need no nigga for no money. I fuck with niggas with money because a nigga gotta come with something. You can't come over here broke. But I can match a nigga 3 times, and most of you bitches that's trolling, y'all can't even do that. So I'm trying to figure out the problem in what I did. We all came across a nigga in our time that we liked it in some way. We thought they looked good, etc. And I wouldn't even say like. I just thought he looked good. And, you know, I like me a hood nigga, a married down, jewelry, money. That's pretty much my preference. And he was dark skinned. I love dark skinned men. And he tall. So, well, he 5'9". But anyway, that's still tall enough because I'm 5'3". Anyway, the point is, I seen something that I liked about him, right? So in my mind, it was like, okay, this man wants you to see him. It's content. It's a fun little, quick little getaway. Chill. Could crack real quick. I'm back home. I'm never going somewhere to chase a nigga that don't want me to come. Again, real females understand that man ain't never stopped me in my tracks not one time. He never said don't come. All that I made up excuses. You ain't making no excuses. Even when you said you had to get your daughter, you contradicted yourself and said I gotta sit her.
Y'all heard what she said, right? We've all had a man we liked it. And we were going to chasing after him to be sexual. You flew to another state to have sex with a man that you only saw on Instagram. So again, if you're a woman who will fly place to place because a man who has jewelry and tall, whatever she said she likes about him, if you are willing to always get on a plane and go fly somewhere and sleep with somebody, my point again, when it's time to actually settle down, whenever that might be, because I don't know when they decide to settle down at this point. When they decide to settle down, can a man actually satisfy you? Because the fact that you even admit that you are getting a quick chirp and you're going to crack them in, like, it's like, this is not how we're supposed to move, ladies. This is not how we should be moving. This ain't. Let me share this super chat real quick, y'all, because I want to just thank you. Our counselor at large said everybody chasing sex and not meaningful relationship, but you can't choose a mate off of their sexual preference. Yeah, that's what everyone's chasing now. Agreed. East Dad $2 holla. Thank y'all for the super chats. Agreed. It's not right. And again, I know we have somebody in the comments who doesn't agree. We want to go deeper in this conversation. Like I said, join the Patreon. I'm going to drop the link again in the chat. If you want to join the Patreon, we're going to go deep into this. We're going to talk about this conversation. I'm not sure if you guys saw the woman on TikTok. She's going viral about her talking about her being on the sex offenders list. I want to talk about that in my Patreon. Again, some of these topics I just don't want to get into on here. And definitely we need to go deeper into this stuff. So definitely join the Patreon if you would like to continue these raw, honest conversations, just different, videos behind the scenes, all the things, you know, that we need to discuss. Because, again, women say men can't satisfy them, right? Men can't satisfy them. But what is the reason why they can't? When we get to the bottom of it, y'all, as women, is it true that there's men out here who can't satisfy you just because they can't? Two things can be true at the same time. But women are moving so recklessly with their bodies. And when they feel like no longer playing with their bodies, they want to settle down, and now they can't get what they want. They can't get what they want. Let me see. I have another super chat. Let's see. Okay. DJ Torch and Friends says black men are 3 times as promiscuous, which puts them in first place, but you have issues with women. This is not my issue is, again, women, our bodies are different from men. They're much different from men. So as a woman, how women are supposed to move and how women should be moving accordingly, that is what I'm focused on. That's what I'm focused on. As women, how our bodies should be, how we should be protecting ourselves. So no one's discrediting men are promiscuous, and so are women. So are women. But the point of it is, when we come together, women are so comfortable with sharing their deepest, intimate parts of their lives online and how they do this and they do that, and they're just in and out of different places with different men, and then they don't understand why the men that they do meet and they do start to like, why it doesn't work. So many women talk about this. So many women are normalizing. Like I said, they tell you when you're young, you shouldn't settle down. You're too young to settle down. Live your life. What does living your life mean? What does getting in tune with your body mean? What does it really mean? Honestly. What is it? It's sad. It's sad, y'all. Because so many young girls are falling into that because they're chasing money. They chase money throughout their 20s and 30s, and then they want to hit 37 and be like, okay, I want a husband. That's what they do, y'all. They chase throughout their whole time, and they want to settle down and say, I want a husband now. Because they've been told and programmed to believe they should just chase money and they should just do what they want when they're young, and they got all the time to do what they want to do. They got so much time and we don't. What you do in your younger years will affect your future, especially when it comes to dating, especially when it comes to intimacy. But they tell me to mind my business, y'all. They tell me to mind my business, let women do what they want to do. Why do I care? That's what they tell me. Why do I care? Mind my business. They should be able to do whatever they want to do. But look at the young girls who are participating in this. Look at the young girls who are, like she said, they're getting into the game. If you want to get into the game, why are we in 2025 and you want to be a 3 or 4? You try and get the tips on how to get into the game. We're so educated, right? We got all these options. Why choose that? You know why? Because that's what the women promote. They glamorize it. They glamorize it. That's why they want to do it, because it looks fun. They get bags, they get cars, they get shoes. They love materialistic things that they can look a certain way. They can look a certain way. But I want y'all to recognize and realize, if you, again, like I said, you watch these women speak, they always find a way to break up sex. They always find a way to make sure they emphasize that they ain't sleeping next to no, y'all heard the woman saying, I ain't sleeping next to no Vienna sausage. They always emphasize that. They always emphasize the sexual part of things. They always do, y'all. They always do. And even then, y'all, my husband just texted me, y'all, my lips is keep getting so chapped. I then put lip gloss on, and even then though, right, I think, as I always say, right, the women have always been there. The Little Kims, the Foxy Browns, all the people, y'all. I swear it's all the people. They've always been there. We can't deny that. We cannot deny that. But I do believe that even with Foxy Brown, Little Kim, back in the day, with them having that be their, their persona, their image, whatever. We didn't have social media, number one. And that was not all we had. Like, we had a balance. So you had the Foxy Browns, the Little Kims, but then you also had the female rappers who were like the Queen Latifahs, the Missy Elliott's, the what's the other lady name? That wasn't as raunchy. Oh my God, I cannot think of her name. She's after Queen Latifah, but like still in that same aura. But we had then we had the singers. We had a good balance. Now, y'all, now we have the singers, the rap, all the women do it. Everybody is trying to sexualize themselves and tell women about what a man got to do in bed, and if a man don't do this, even they're singing the words in their songs. How you singing R&B about if a man don't do? Y'all, this is where we at. It ain't about love no more. It's not about love. It's not about love. Not at all. It's not about love anymore. So I think that there's no balance. There's no balance. There's no balance. But again, if we keep on trying to find a way, like, that's the thing about my platform, right? People might be like, oh, well, men do this, men do that. I'm not really into like the men versus women thing. That's not really what my platform is about. My platform is about getting women to see different and to have better, right? So of course it's going to feel like it's heavily more focused on women, because my ultimate goal is for women to level up. My ultimate goal is for women to be able to recognize they need to do better, because we can change all of this. We can change how men show up for us, how men treat us, if we start to set standards. That is why my content is what it is. It's showing us that this is not how women are supposed to behave. This is not how women are supposed to act. This is not how women are supposed to be moving out here. Because I want to see more marriages in the Black community, family in the Black community, really truly caring about our children in the Black community. Again, no one has to bash Black women, right? Because we do it to ourselves. Like, no one has to bash us or shame. Like, we do it to ourselves. We make ourselves look bad. We make ourselves look bad, y'all. And I think that's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, Glorilla? Yeah, it's everywhere, y'all. I mean, like I said, I think this idea for women, if you like somebody like someone who stands out for me, I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Married to Medicine, right? Married to Medicine has the doctors, either the wives are the doctors, or the husband is, right? So on Married to Medicine, Dr. Eugene is married to Toya. His wife is not a doctor. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a married woman, right? She's always talking about sex and sex toys as a married woman. Always. Always. This is what they talk about. When they get together as women, no matter what the race may be, somehow it always goes back to sex somehow. Then you're talking about how your husband can't satisfy you and you're using toys. On this big show. Your husband. So I don't, again, this is what we have normalized. Normalized. Everything is sexual. Everything is over sexualized. And women are now moving so loose and reckless with their bodies because they're chasing something. Like I said, they're trying to find themselves. They're trying to figure out, get in touch with their bodies, and it's damaging, y'all. It's very much damaging. No, again, women can do whatever they want to do. We all can do whatever we want to do. We all have the choice to do whatever we want to do. You have to just be prepared for the consequences. You have to be prepared for the consequences. And I don't think most women are, because, like I said, the consequence of your actions when you get to your 40s and you want to settle down, the consequences that's going to come from what you did for the last 20 years of your life, you got to be prepared for them. That's the unfortunate reality. That's the unfortunate reality. So I think that we just have to, as women, start to really operate in the way that we the way that we claim to be, like I said, even down to the educated women, the professional women, they move the same exact way. So there's no distinction. They move the same exact way. They speak the same exact way. They're getting online saying how this man can't please me the same exact way, but she got 45 degrees saying the same thing because she's also moved a certain way that was not conducive to how a woman should move, who wants to have more options and be truly satisfied. But we don't realize it. We don't realize it. You're passing up on really good men because you're so focused on what the sex like. Even the idea that I gotta try it first. I can't be with no man. I gotta try it first. I gotta make sure. All of that we have been programmed to believe as women. We have been programmed to believe all of this nonsense as women. That whole test drive it. All of that stuff is insane. Is insane. But it's what's normalized. It is what we promote. It is what we have made popular. We've made it popular. So for us as women, we have to start to realize and recognize that the life that we have, if you're not where you want to be at a certain age, you got to self-reflect. If you keep laying down with men and none of them can satisfy you, you need to self-reflect. Why is that? Because everybody can't be bad. Who are you chasing? Who are you comparing these men to? This is real life stuff, y'all. So this 304 lifestyle, these 304 behaviors that are promoted amongst women within America of all race, it's just not how we as women are supposed to be conducting ourselves. And my biggest haters are Black women. Whenever I talk about this, they're absolutely Black women who don't want anyone to talk about being modest, having self-respect, being more choosy with who you decide to lay down with, loving your body more. You have the Black men who hate too, but for the most part, it's the Black women because they don't want you to steer other people away from what they're trying to pull you into. Like I said, you say, hey, ladies, let's be more modest and let's cover up for the summer. They'll get on there and they'll drag you and say, why we got to cover up? Mind your business. It's none of your business. Why? It's like, I'm talking to the women who want to cover up. I'm talking to the women who want to do things differently. Why I got to shut up? You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like that. It'd be like, wait a minute now. You don't got to listen to me. You don't got to like what I'm saying. But somebody else does. And they want to hear it. And that's okay. But this is a good conversation, y'all. Like I said, I definitely want to dive deeper into this conversation and more like it on my Patreon. So definitely go in the description and join the Patreon. No, they definitely call me anti-Black. I'm anti-Black. I hate Black women. All the things, y'all. Everything that you could possibly think of, they've called me. They've said it to me. Everything you could possibly think of, they've said it. I promise you. I promise you, they have said it. Everything that you could possibly think of, it was said. It was said. It was said. So I'm not here to make people feel like we're not humans and we don't make mistakes. I just want us to be able to self-reflect more and be accountable so we don't have to keep making the same poor choices, mistakes, whatever you want to call it. And this right here, when it comes to the intimacy part of things and this connection that we have between men and women, when it comes to dating and all of this is a big problem because women are constantly told that they got to do these things to find themselves in their body and live this wild life and this 3 or 4 behaviors and lifestyle that you can't win. You can't win. So I thank y'all for tapping in and supporting. I really, really do. This is a good conversation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I appreciate all the support on my channel, y'all. I really, really do. I know everyone's not going to always agree, and that's okay. We're not all going to agree. We're not all going to agree. That is absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. So, hey, check out my latest episode, y'all. I really don't like women like you. That's okay. Everyone's not going to like us. Everyone's not going to like you. That's totally okay. That is totally okay. Totally okay. You know, if you were to care about everyone who didn't like you, you wouldn't be anywhere in life. Just keep that in mind. If you cared about everybody who did not like you, you would be nowhere in life. So I appreciate y'all for being here. Again, join the Patreon. The link is in the description of this live. And I'll catch y'all on Tuesday for Just a Girl Talk. Make sure y'all Just a Girl Talk, where I have other guests having conversation with me about different topics. It's Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Join me for my next live on Tuesday. And we'll be back then. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video.
So let's talk about it. I'm just a girl.
You know that girl, I am just a girl too.
There's a creator on this app called I'm Just a Girl, and a lot of y'all don't like her.
All the discourse surrounding just a girl, I really have just one question.
And I'm just a girl. Just a girl.
That lady, I'm just a girl.
No, because y'all are tearing that just a girl a whole new one.
I think the problem with I'm just a girl's content,
That just a girl lady, you cannot convince me that she don't hate black women.